What's up, Lotus Squad? Thank you guys so much for joining this awesome vlog. Whatever. And so, unfortunately, today's vlog is going to be about Clark County School District again. Okay, so initially, Devo didn't want to open schools up. She went from wanting it only her way. It was nobody was not really protected or shielded by anything. The only thing that was required was the muzzle, aka face mask, and then things were good to go. Well, it turns out that plan didn't fly. The other constituents and school board leaders did not agree. So we were divided. There were a couple of others that were divided. Some want to continue the distance learning due to other concerns regarding the, pandemic. And a couple of other ones are like, yeah, let's, this is what President Trump is saying, etc. And one thing after another. And President Trump is now saying, or has come forward saying that if Devo doesn't open the schools, that basically the funding will go to the parents instead of the schools, which I honestly feel that it should, because there's a lot of parents who homeschool in Clark County. I am one of those parents. I'm also an activist and a wife and a sister and a mom, blah, 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 blah. And, I wear many hats. But, I just feel like that extra money that these schools would typically get for lunches and, school materials. I'm no stranger to having buy, materials for the students that I teach. And you're like, wait, what? Yeah, I have two. The two are my two oldest daughters. And I actually started getting my sons involved, my 3-year-old and 9-month-old son. And you're like, wait, what? Obviously, it's grade and age-appropriate things that I feel like they are going to be the most apt to being able to learn. And it goes in accordance with what Ccsd is, asking and requiring. I just really think it's very irritating that, they are looking at reopening it. There's ordinances and things to be fulfilled. Betsy doesn't think that it's necessary to clean desk after every use from the pupils or students, no matter what you want to call it. And to me, that honestly, quite frankly, pissed me off.
Pimple?
I'm like, pupils.
Pimple?
No, not pimple. Pupil. 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 And so it pissed me off because all these people are ranting and raving about the C word 19. And then, we look at our school district leaders and Jara, and we see things like that, and it just really kind of makes you lose faith in the system and their ability to provide a indoctrinated education for your kid. And I am a byproduct of Clark County, and I can tell you they do not have the best teachers. And I'm not saying that holds true for all of the county. I am saying that is exclusive with my experience. I had a teacher who was putting me down constantly, who just, really didn't want anything positive for me. And I ended up graduating with honors, which was a slap to her face. A week after my high school graduation, I then went to her classroom and showed her my degree. And she really felt dumbfounded. That's what I remember. And a couple other things that I want to point out that this teacher also said about me. She said that I was never going to amount to anything. I was only going to work in those Chinese nail shops, and those were her exact words. And she said I was never going to have a husband. She said I was never going to have my own family. I was never going to have children. Well, I've been married for 12 years to my husband now. We're going on 13 as of this year. I have 4 beautiful, extraordinarily smart kids who are very, very much awake as to what is going on systematically and also in terms of the pandemic. And so all that is said and done. But going back to Miss Beloved Betsy DeVos, it's her way or no way. And like President Trump said, the funding would go to the parents, which I don't see anything wrong with that. I am in full support of that because when I first started homeschooling my kids, I was immediately told by the principal of the school and by a representative from Clark County School District that I was responsible for all of my materials. And it really kind of pissed me off in the beginning. It pissed me off in the beginning, but then I kind of wrapped my head around the situation, and I got the materials necessary to provide that proper education for the kids. And I'm hoping that this upcoming semester I get to do a little bit more like science and art projects for the kids. One of the things I absolutely want to, work on is calligraphy and cursive writing because Clark County School District took away cursive writing from the kids. And anybody who's anybody in this world knows that you have to be able to print and sign cursive. If you don't, they won't accept it. And I'm kind of wondering if these machines will be catered to that. And who knows? In terms of the pandemic that's what's going on with Clark County School District, I think they're just doing an overall poor job with the handling of everything. I'm already aware that they have some kind of mock drill coming up for all of the nation's kids, not just Clark County, Las Vegas, Nevada, and other counties around us, but across America. There's going to be some type of a mock drill where they force the kids to get COVID tested, and eventually they go and force them to be quarantined. And then, there's a lot of angry parents, and you would be so surprised, you guys, how many moms and dads are actually aware of this. For that same reason, a lot of us are not returning our kids. The distance learning program is there indefinitely. Homeschool and distance learning are not the same thing. Distance learning is still like regular school. The only difference is they give you a computer at home and you do it from your house. It's like online school. You still got to talk to your counselor, still got to deal with the principal, the deans, everything. The difference is when you homeschool, you're responsible for purchasing the materials. You're responsible for fluidly showing your students what they need to know. And that's exactly what I've set out to do. And I honestly gotta give you guys my humble opinion about homeschool. I gotta tell you guys, it is probably one of the most life-changing, best decisions I could have ever made for my two daughters, because I now have you gotta watch it, it still has the stuff on it. The bird poop. You remember?
Oh no, it was just nasty stuff from Ezekiel Sabala's feet.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We got attacked molded by birds the other day, so yeah, we'll do that for a separate vlog. But
we're pigeons came inside your house.
There you go. But we'll elaborate on that issue in a different vlog, guys. I don't feel that right now it's the appropriate time. But to wrap up this vlog, it's like in her mind, Betsy has to do it her way or it's no way. And I just feel like if we give our children strong immune systems, they are going to be 1,000 times more likely to be, they won't get sick. There is a way to cure it. Not a lot of people know it. We went through this time. I'm sure that you probably saw my vlog. Everybody knows that my husband was sick. And between my mom-in-law and me, we treated him successfully with holistic medicine. The only thing that we didn't use that was holistic was the vaccine to open up his lungs. And it worked. So we had pretty good results on that. And he's been better. He got retested, was negative. Everybody's peachy, and everything's good to go again. And I think systematically things are being thrown out of proportion. I think the Democrats have a lot to do with it. Nancy Pelosi is the red flag for all of that. And it's really shameful that they're playing Russian roulette with people's lives. It's incomprehensible, and it's quite frankly deplorable, and I still think right now, I think that President Trump should still give the money to the parents. I don't think that should change absolutely nothing. And a lot of that is resorting to the fashion that they are reopened, or, if they open even at all. There's a couple of schools nationwide that are not opening. So like I said a minute ago, distance learning is a thing, and it will continue to be a thing. And I just feel like we're putting our children at a disadvantage by allowing the errors of our politicians and our other candidates to affect our children. We are not talking about adults. We are talking about teenagers and infants and toddlers, okay? Their voices matter. They also count. And eventually they will have a voice just like you and I. And so more now than ever, it is critical that we still continue to stand on the Constitution. It is imperative that we don't let the elite bring us down. If we have to go off grid, so be it. And this is just some things that have to be done, unfortunately. But my end comment, to end my whole vlog, guys, my end and my final comment is I don't think Betsy DeVos is qualified to do what she's doing. I don't feel that she has the best interest of our children or across the nation at large. And I think that, Clark County is just always going to be the third for failing school districts. I don't ever think that's ever going to change. I graduated in 2005. My husband was from 2004. And ever since we've graduated, we haven't seen that much improve. And it's sad. It's really, really, it's just really shameful. And it's embarrassing because typically when you go and you get your higher education, you look back at these things and you're hoping for good results. You're hoping for that change. And then when you don't see that change, it's just like, what the hell? And so it's pretty shameful what is going on right now. But what is the most shameful is having congressional leaders, congressmen and women, including Nancy Pelosi, who are not capable of doing their jobs. They are literally playing Russian roulette with your lives, my life, your husbands and wives and children's lives, and your grandparents. America needs to stand on the Constitution. We need to let Bill and every militant son of a gun know that we are not going to be their guinea pigs. We will not be forced or shackled or anything else. We won't tolerate it. We will not put up with it. We will not submit. And it doesn't take two people to see that this is a setup. Just like they're planning to set up the kids once they return back to school. And mark my words, something is going to come up, and that will be the Black Flag event to start holding your children hostage. And they use the word quarantine. I use the word hostage because that's exactly what it is. You're not going with consent. You're going against your will. And that's the definition of being held hostage, or against your will. So please open your eyes, guys. I hope I helped and open your eyes when it came to distance learning and to homeschooling. Personally, my experience with homeschool has been extraordinary. It's been so impacting, and I hope you guys take great comfort in that and know that if you should decide that type of future for your children, you would be making a huge life-saving decision for your family. And other than that, get prepared, get food, and no matter what state you're in, there has to be some folks going off grid. No computers, no phones, no nothing. You're just completely tapped out. It is literally like a colony where people are safe from all these entities. So, the best of luck. prayers are with you. Know that you are not alone. There are others out there. And we will get through it, humanity. I have full faith in God. I know that we will get through this. And we will see the light of day again. But until then, guys, please don't send your kids back to school. Just don't. Either distance learning or homeschool. For homeschool, all you got to do is get a paper, letter of intent to homeschool, sign it. It's good for 15 years. As long as you don't move. And I think that sums it up. And then other than that, in terms of like the whole bird situation in my house the other day, I'm not going to talk about it till I do my other vlogs. So, cadoodles. I hope you guys have an awesome day and evening. Bye-bye.